Fine then. So, hi, this is Kabir, your trainer for this training. I'll be your trainer for this next 10 days. Not only your trainer, your good mate, your colleague, and we will be having a good walkthrough of what's the new trends coming in the modern ABAP. And as a part of the later walkthrough of a course, we'll be covering also the code pushdown process, that is CDS and AMDP. So let's go through what's today's agenda. So the agenda for today is, first of all, we'll be seeing what's the history of ABAP and its evolution, the ABAP in Eclipse. We'll be getting familiar with the ABAP development tools and programming in ABAP perspective. Also, then we'll be covering some of the modern ABAP syntaxes for today, as in we'll be covering with inline declarations, the creating instance of a class, and making use of conv operator. Okay. I hope all are able to hear me properly. Okay. Fine then. So let's start with the history of ABAP. So, as you all know, ABAP is the programming language used by SAP products, right? So, we will look back on the history of ABAP as in when and how it was born. The first procedural programming language, Fortran, was born in 1954, as you can see here, right? And ABAP was born about 30 years later in 1983 as a procedural language, if you see here, almost about 30 years. The first object-oriented language, Simula, was born in 1962. See if you see here, this was one of the first object-oriented language. And ABAP, that is object-oriented programming, was born 5 years after Java. See, 1995 Java and then 2000. So it was born as an object-oriented language. So are you using ABAP because it is only the programming language for SAP system? What do you say? I don't think so. No, it's not. So let us see some of the strong points of ABAP. So some of the strong points of ABAP are the ABAP SQL, that is the open SQL. The benefit that you get is you don't have to change the SQL statement for each database. Then your next point is data model. That is, you don't have to think about the data model much. And third, business functional role. That it has a lot of features and you can aggregate the functions for each department, collaborate with other departments, and allocate the functions collectively for each position. Anyway, any day, about creating a business application, you all know that ABAP is very strong. So, don't you want to open the ABAP editor now, or is it just me who wants to go along with ABAP? What do you say? Okay, I'll make it. Okay, I'll make it a presentation mode. Wait. Is it fine now? Okay. So let's see what's happening to the ABAP in the future. This is how ABAP is evolving. ABAP programming model is getting optimized for HANA day by day so as to bring to us the best-in-class performance. Even some days back, there was a fear that people were trying to kill ABAP, but the new features and innovations in ABAP proves everyone wrong, and yes, ABAP is indeed the future. One day, I was very surprised when one of my friends came and asked me, and he told me why would I want to develop in such an archaic language? Yes, you heard it right. Of course, I said ABAP is not an archaic language. But it can be if developers are using still the obsolete statements. I think the term archaic is fitting for developments that are not taking advantage of modern ABAP, especially considering the image as shown in front of you. See here how it evolved from R2 ABAP to R3 ABAP to SAP Web Application Server, then it went to SAP NetWeaver Application Server, now to coming to the future ABAP. So I hope that you all will not like to stay behind, right? So I hope you all will with me in taking ABAP to the future. I hope I will see everyone's hands being raised up and all of you are with me in this journey. So at the company where I work, we have ABAP coding and performance standards to prevent the most archaic of obsolete statements from being used. When trying to maintain some of the programs from the ancient times, I really want to just rewrite the whole thing utilizing all the modern ABAP techniques that I know. And sometimes that seems easier than just trying to add more band-aids to make it work with the changing business processes, right? So as you all know that within IT, our goal is to provide world-class solutions to our customers by working on the newest technologies and spending time to modernize custom programs from the ancient past. So my question is, how do we all ensure that we are taking advantage of modern ABAP and in our SAP solutions? Or at the end of the day, does it just matter if it works or not and how we got there? But I believe in reinventing the wheel. Are you all with me in taking ABAP to the future? So I would assume yes. And on that note, let's start off with ABAP on Eclipse. Is it fine till now before we start with ABAP on Eclipse? Did you all get a clear picture of how ABAP has evolved? I hope you all liked it. I hope you all will be with me in this journey of revamping ABAP. So was this picture beautiful to make you have a glance of how the journey is going to be? Okay, fine then. Let's proceed forward. So ABAP in Eclipse. I'll just increase this because if I go to presentation mode, then I won't be able to see if anybody is having any issues. Is it fine for everyone? If I have maximized up to this? Okay, fine. So let's start with introduction to Eclipse. Okay. Eclipse. Okay, how many of you have heard about Eclipse? Yes or no? How many of you have heard about Eclipse? Are all aware? Oh my God, all are aware. So then it may be like you have really only heard about Eclipse. You have not worked much on it, right? No, Aditi, it's not only used for SQL queries. Yeah, okay. Okay, leave it to me then. Leave it to me. I'll make you have a proper understanding of how Eclipse works. Not an issue. Next 1 hour, we are going to really focus on what are the tips and tricks. Okay. So, Eclipse is SAP's strategic open source platform for highly integrated design time and development tools. I'll repeat it again. Eclipse is SAP's strategic open source platform for highly integrated design time and development tools. So in short form, it's an open source platform tool and it's an IDE, right? So IDE as in which you will use for doing your development. So the Open Eclipse platform offers first-class user experience powerful platform capabilities, and a broad and vivid ecosystem. Yes, mark my words. I'll say you what I mean. So we already have a lot of development and administrative tools in Eclipse. And the latest addition to the family is the ABAP development tools, ADT for SAP NetWeaver, which is also known as ABAP in Eclipse or ADT. If you see this picture, this is your classical database or SAP HANA database. See here, just at the below. On top of it, as we used to have our application server, that is the ABAP platform layer, SAP NetWeaver application server ABAP. And on the top of it, you have your integrated development environment. So, like how people used to use SAP HANA Studio directly pointing to your SAP HANA database for doing HANA DB related developments, similarly, same of its kind came your ADT called ABAP Development Tools for SAP NetWeaver, which is connected to your ABAP platform layer. Is this making it very much clear for you to understand the difference? Because many people get confused with this SAP HANA Studio and Eclipse. Both are completely different IDEs. SAP HANA Studio we broadly and we mostly use for doing database related developments just for our knowledge. So it is pointing directly to your database. And this is pointing to your application server. So that's why I told you this is an open source platform for highly integrated design time and development tools. So ADT has been developed to significantly increase developers' productivity by making use of the speed and flexibility of SAP platform. The ADT provides us a brand new ABAP development experience on top of the Eclipse platform. So this is my Eclipse platform. On the top of it, your ADT is sitting here. This person will give you the brand new development experience on the top of your Eclipse platform. So, to oversimplify, Eclipse has traditionally been a much used development platform for Java programmers. All these Java programmers always used to say that we are using Eclipse. But with ABAP development tool, just get to know that I'll be always calling it ADT, not the full form. ABAP development tools, aka ADT. But with ADT in picture, it has opened up the floodgates for SAP ABAP development perspective as well. So from now on, this moment, this time, you should not say that we don't know Eclipse or we are not working on Eclipse. We are working on Eclipse and it is going to be our bread and butter for most of our working days. So what are the benefits that you get as a part of working in Eclipse? So you get a feature called code completion. We will be seeing all this. We'll get a feature called auto insertion. There are many code templates. It includes a highly invaluable quick fix feature and you can navigate from one object to the other object. Very important feature is that in Eclipse, that is ADT, you can connect multiple ABAP systems, and the best part is that in SAP GUI, you have your session failover, right? But in ADT, you don't have that session failover again and again. Thus, it will significantly reduce the impact of your lost connections. And it will access the objects in the SAP repository in the same way as the existing ABAP workbench tools. Are all these 6 benefits clear? The initial benefits which I showed you? Are all this clear? Okay. I'm going slowly, right? Is everybody okay with the pace? Okay. So, one more important point, please note. Eclipse follows the same online development model as ABAP objects, and you can't use the offline model. Please mark my words. It follows the same online development model as ABAP objects, and you can't use the offline model. What do I mean by this? That when you open Eclipse, you must first log on to a SAP system before you can display or edit any objects. Right? Whenever, I'll explain one by one. Just give me time. Whatever points I'm explaining, I'll open Eclipse. We'll have a complete walkthrough for 1 hour. Is it fine, Indu? Okay, I lost it. That's what I'm telling. Don't ping questions in the middle when I'm telling something. I lost the track. What I was telling? That ADT follows the same online development model as ABAP objects, and you can't use the offline model. What do I mean by this is that, like, whenever you need to edit or display any object, you log into SAP GUI, right? So once you log into SAP GUI, then only you are able to display or edit your SAP objects. Similarly, in the same online model and not the offline model, for displaying or editing any objects, you have to open Eclipse. Then you have to log on to an SAP system. So let me first open Eclipse now. Okay, so confirm on chat if you are able to see my Eclipse screen. Okay. So just a quick fact. All of you have already installed Eclipse. You are already done with that logistics part. If anybody is facing any issue, request all of you to please help them out, okay? Because we already will be starting with ABAP new syntaxes, and I'll be giving 10-15 minutes sometimes in the middle to all of you to practice also along with me. So I hope that all of you are ready with all the logistics. If anybody is not yet done, please get in touch with each other. Please do the needful. Is it okay, Imtiaz? No issue, Mirko. Even if you are having any issues, we'll help you out. Not an issue. Yeah, I'll give time to practice in the middle of the session, because my motto is with this course is that whatever concepts I have used in my real-time projects, I want you to get used to all these new syntaxes and start making use of the syntaxes right from Monday onwards in your project. Please make sure that you start making use of all the syntaxes and all these concepts. No more old traditional conventional and ABAP. Remember, you all raise your hands that you are with me in this journey, right? So I hope that you all will be with me in this journey. Okay, so what will be my purpose of showing you all the features of ABAP in Eclipse is to let you decide for yourself if it might speed up your day-to-day work. And my position is, if you take in my answer, naturally that it will. So let us see if I can convince you all to make use of ADT in your day-to-day work. So now let's start how to get used to Eclipse for this next 1 hour. Okay, first of all, when you open Eclipse, this is the button, sorry, not the button. This kind of icon you will be getting on your desktop, right? Double click on this icon. It will open up a screen of this thing. Okay, first step, open up Eclipse. Yeah, Ram, we'll cover everything. Don't ask me questions in the middle, otherwise I am forgetting the flow. At 8:30, we will have a 5 minutes break. We can have a discussion for 5 minutes at that time. Please hang in with your questions. Is it okay, Ram? Okay. So I hope everybody is on with me on the same screen. So first thing, as I told you, you need to add your ABAP project, right? Okay, one more thing, before doing anything, once we have installed Eclipse, the first thing that we need to go to is the ABAP perspective. This is very important. If you people haven't worked on SAP HANA, not an issue. I'll explain you why perspective is very important. What I told you, Eclipse is your integrated development environment, right? And ADT, this person is sitting on top of this Eclipse, right? So that means as a part of your IDE, you will be getting a whole lot of facilities, right? And now suppose if I'm having a platter and I want to have only chicken tikka, so I have to reach out to chicken tikka only. So in the same way, just think that people who are non-vegetarian chicken tikka and people who are vegetarian paneer tikka. So if you want to reach out to your favorite dish, how do you reach out? That means I have to do ABAP development. Okay. So first thing, click on Windows, go to Perspective, go to Open Perspective, click on Others. First point, when you install Eclipse, this perspective will not be there. Please mark my words. This perspective will not be there when you just install Eclipse, because this is sitting on top of this Eclipse, right? So somebody has to serve this. Somebody has to serve this, as in you have to install this plugin. So once you install the plugin, as it is mentioned in the guide, then you will be getting all these features of all this perspective. So once you are able to see all these perspectives like ABAP connectivity and integration, ABAP profiling and debug, then think that you are all ready with ABAP development tools. So first Eclipse, then your ADT. Okay. Once you are done with this, click on this ABAP perspective, click on Open. So once I click on Open, see here on the right side of your screen, here it is showing that my ABAP perspective is open. This is very important. Without you coming to this ABAP perspective, you won't be able to do any kind of developments. If I relate with HANA developments, because if somebody has worked on HANA Studio, or if you even haven't worked on HANA Studio, not an issue. Let me explain you. There also the first thing that we do is go to the perspective, open perspective, and we have to select our perspective for which we want to do our development. Why this is more important? Because with SAP's roadmap and the facilities that SAP is providing, you can do all kind of developments in your IDE Eclipse. You can do your HANA developments, you can do your UI developments, you can do your ABAP developments, and you can do your code pushdown developments, right? So that's why it makes us understandable that we have to first select the perspective before we proceed forward. So once you have selected your ABAP perspective, then ABAP perspective, after you have done it, we need to add our ABAP system as ABAP project here. Remember, here all your systems are your project. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. So if you are connected to multiple systems, you need to add them all as projects. How do you add it? See here. Look at this option or this option. File. You can go to File or New. Don't go by so much of this thing. Just come here. New. Click here. See here. ABAP project and ABAP Cloud project. I'll just give you a small information. ABAP Cloud project is your connecting to your ABAP Cloud system. That's it. This much is fine. When we go to ABAP Cloud, then we will see that. So as of now, coming back to ABAP project. When you click on this ABAP project, click here, this screen comes up. So there, if you see properly, whatever systems you have already added to your SAP GUI, it gives you the flexibility of choosing all your system names, right? You see here, just see, you will get all the details. Your group server name, your system ID, your instance number, everything. Okay. If secure network connection is enabled, then it will be enabled in SSO and so on. Now here you get two options. Either you can add your system from scratch or you can add an existing system. If I click on this option, you should know both because people get confused. Here you need to provide all your details like system ID, group and all the details. If I don't want to do this much more cumbersome task and I want to do smart work, click on this system. This is my new system. I click here. See here, automatically all this is spelled up. System ID, application server, instance number. If I go on next, it will ask you to provide your client, user, password, language. Mark these four things. It will ask you your client, user, password, language. So client, you need to provide the client. So 800 is my client. User, whatever user you have been assigned, please mark. Whatever user you have been assigned as a part, you already would have received a mail for your backend system credentials. Provide the same username, provide the password, then see here, once I fill in my password, if you just click on finish, that's it. Your project will be added here. Okay, so now is this step clear? Somebody was asking me how to add an ABAP project. Is it clear to all? Whoever were having doubts in this? Okay, now let's move forward. So once you have added your ABAP system as your project, one more important point. In our organizations, we have development system, quality system, pre-production, or maybe somebody is having direct production or pre-production and production. So for your convenience from your Monday or from right now, this day, add all your systems as your ABAP project. Add all your systems. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Add all your systems as your ABAP project here. Whether you are working on a CRM system, whether you are connecting on an ECC system, whether you are working on an S4HANA system, any system, please add all your systems as your ABAP project here. A very important line, ABAP project always resembles one system connection. Please mark this. ABAP project always resembles one system connection. So whenever you are logged into this, suppose this is your development system, you are logged into development. If I double click on this, what will happen since this is not SSO enabled, I have to enter through password. When you double click on this, it will ask for your password as in your credentials. Just input your credentials and you are logged in. Okay, very important point. Just adding the system, will it do? No, right? We also need to adjust the properties, right? So how do we adjust the properties? So I'll show you some of the ways. Example, I want to adjust the properties of this system. Okay, let me right click on this. Once I right click on this option, see this bottom option, properties. So when I click on properties, then what I'll do, I'll go to my ABAP development and go to my editor and go to my source code editor and go to the ABAP formatter. So what I did, I'll show you again. I right clicked on that, clicked on properties, ABAP development, this option, expand this, expand editors, expand source code editors, click on ABAP formatter. Like how in your SAP GUI, I'll just give you a comparison to one-to-one. How in SAP GUI, utilities and in settings, you do all the settings, right? Similarly here, ABAP development, editors, source code editors, ABAP formatter. You want to indent your lines? Check this box. Upper lowercase conversion, custom, keywords, how does it look like? Lowercase, uppercase, identifiers uppercase, however you give, see. And then you apply. So how you do in utilities, settings, then you set your formatting and all these options. Similarly, right click on this, come to ABAP development, come to editors, come to source code editors, double click on ABAP formatter. This is open. This project is linked to a system entry in SAP logon. Okay. So if I want to use the shortcut, remember this Alt plus F3. Remember this shortcut Alt plus F3. So just a second, wait. Sorry. Alt plus enter. Okay. See here. The same thing opened up. Alt plus enter. So one thing that you need to make sure is that you need to have some of the shortcuts up your sleeves, because this will make your life much more easier. I'll show everything. Jasmine, I'll show everything. We'll go one by one. We'll show all the basic things that you need in ADT. Okay. We'll go one by one. Everything will show. So who is going to do a right click, go to properties and do this? No, right. So do Alt plus enter. This opens up straightforward. Okay. If you forget this also, okay, there's one more way. The general way, window, go to your preferences. Once you go to your preferences, similarly come to your ABAP development, then come to your editors, then come to your source code editors. Yes, right. And once you are double click on source code editor, you will be able to see, just a second, the ABAP formatters. You are able to see ABAP formatters. See here, double click on the source code editors, you will be able to see the ABAP formatter. Double click on this, choose your project. I chose this project. I told you, right? One project enables one system connection. Then click on OK, and this is also opened up. So I told you all the three ways. The lengthiest way is window, preferences. But one useful thing is that you will be finding all your settings here under Windows preferences. So window, ABAP development, editors, source code editors, double click on that, double click on ABAP formatter, choose your project, then OK, you come here. Okay, then, but if you remember the shortcut, your life will be much easy. Select the project, select this project, and then Alt plus enter, and go to ABAP development, editors, source code editor, ABAP formatter. Okay, till now is this clear to everyone? How to enable the properties or how you want to see your code? Okay, I give you 5 minutes now to please add your ABAP project, and please do this. 5 minutes. Sharp 5 minutes now. Please add your ABAP project and please set all the properties which I showed just now. 5 minutes from now. Whoever are getting any error, or try to sort it out. If you are not able to sort it out, please connect with each other after this thing, and you can also drop a mail to SAP Yard. But for the time being, please practice for 5 minutes. At 8-9 we again start. So for the time being, you focus here, so that once your logic issues are sorted out, then you can practice the same. Anyways, very important information for all of you, that you will be getting all these recorded sessions on your mail, as in the YouTube recorded sessions, and also do keep on visiting the training links. It will be updated regularly, so you will be able to have a recap of all the video recordings. Okay, remaining 4 minutes, so that all are done. Please confirm if all are done. And if anybody wants to ask any questions, they can ask. Really, SAP ECC with NetWeaver version 7.4, you will be able to connect to Eclipse. Try it out. If you have an SAP ECC 6.0 or 7.0, that is the enhancement package. And if you are having the NetWeaver version 7.4, connect to your Eclipse ADT. Have all of you done it? No, Suresh, Windows. Why will the Windows get closed? See, I double click on this project, that's it. Okay. So, let's proceed. So, one very important thing, please remember this shortcut. Please remember this shortcut. Double click on this. Suppose double click on your project, okay? Control Shift A. Control Shift A. Double click on your project. Control Shift A. Remember this day and night. Even if I make you wake up and if I ask you how to access any ABAP object via your Eclipse ADT, you should speak up Control Shift A. One of the most used and one of the most handy shortcuts. One of the most used and most handy. Control Shift A. If you forget, write it somewhere, put it as a sticky note. Control Shift A. The best part is that when you open Control Shift A, search for any of your ABAP object, you search it here and you get it. Example, Z report. See here, if I click on the report, all this, see, everything starts coming, and this is very fast as compared to your SAP GUI. See, everything will start coming. Z report, suppose password, see this, that this thing comes. If I want to search ZSCR27, see, whatever you search, it will start coming. So, with Control Shift A, yes, Nelson will tell how to find all the shortcuts. So, Control Shift A helps you to access all your ABAP objects. And one more shortcut, Control Shift L. So I'll just click here. Shift Control, press Control plus Shift plus L. It will open up all the shortcuts on the right side. See here, all the shortcuts. Whatever shortcuts you have in your system, Control plus Shift plus L. It will open up all the shortcuts. Please mark these two shortcuts. Please mark this. If you have the habit of forgetting, please make a note of these two shortcuts in your sticky notes. Wherever you want to write, please make a note of these two. Control Shift L to open up all the shortcuts. If I want to search anything on my system, Control Shift A. Okay. Now, somebody was asking me, how do I do a pretty printer? Right. Suppose I make it like this. Example. I make it like this. Okay. Press Shift plus F1. Press Shift plus F1. See here. Pretty printer happens. Wow, you used to do in ABAP. Same way in your SAP GUI, like you used to press Shift and F1, right? Similarly, for applying the pretty printer here, the shortcut is Shift plus F1. Shift plus F1. Yes, same. It remains the same. So, somebody was asking me the doubt that what's the shortcut for doing pretty printer? Your shortcut remains the same. Now, first and foremost, before you start working, if you see here, when you double click on your system, it shows local objects, favorite packages, and your system library. Now, mostly in our project, we will be saving something or the other in a package, right? So, as we all work in real-time projects, you make sure that whatever packages you have created or whatever packages already are existing in your system, you add them as your favorite package. So, right-click on this favorite package and select this option of adding the package. So, as a part of the mail communication you would have got is to create a package, right? You can create a package. Suppose if you want to create a package, see here, select your this thing, right click here, click on new, select your system, right click, click on new, see here, ABAP package. Can you see ABAP package? People were having doubts how to add a package. Select this option. Now here, give the name of your package. That's it. Suppose example, I want to save a package as example. I'm just showing a demo. Follow the nomenclature that you have. I'm just showing you. Z demo package. Package. Click on next. So Z demo package already exists. _1. Okay. Software component, you need to give home. Okay. Once you are done with this, it will ask you for a TR. If you already have a TR, select anyone from this list. If you don't have a TR, create a new request. Just give the request description and a TR will be created and done. Okay. First step, right click, new, select ABAP package. Give the name of your package, provide the description, go to next, software component will be home, go to next. If you already have a TR which is added to your list, that is, suppose if you have gone to SE01 or SE09 or SE10 in your SAP GUI and you've created a TR, then choose that from your list. Or if you want to create a TR here, select this option. Yeah, transport layer is all set up as SAP here. So see, this transport layer will depend on your project. Sometimes the basis team sets up a different transport layer as per the transportation process they want to set RAM. Okay. So normally for most of the projects it will be SAP, but suppose you can check it in CMS. Okay. Go to the transaction STMS in your organization and check what is the transport layer setup with respect to the transportation process. And accordingly, if by default it is SAP, if your basis team has set something else, then select that. Is it clear, Ram? Ram, is it clear? Okay. So, if you want to create any request, provide the description here and then click on finish. Your package will be created. I am not creating a new package because normally I keep all my objects in my local objects. But since you have your IDs shared, right? So make sure that you follow the nomenclature as provided by SAP Yard. You please follow, give your unique student ID credentials, create your package, create your TR and store all of them in the package under that same TR. Amresh, what do I need to repeat? Please tell me. What I was telling to Ram. So Amresh, what I was telling, no. So Ram asked me transportation layer should be SAP. So I told that transportation layer by default is always SAP, but if your basis team sets up a different transportation layer, then you need to assign that transportation layer to that package. What I mean is, example, let me open SAP Logon. So see here. Suppose if you go to SE80, now this is my package, right? So if I double click here, see this transport layer, why I have not given here SAP is because this is my single system. This is not my transportable system. Like this is only single and a sole system, right? But example, in your organizations, you will be transporting these objects from one system to other system, right? So basis team will be setting a transport path for the same. You can see the same through STMS. Now, if your transport path is set, normally by default for most of the cases, your transport layer will be SAP. But suppose if you are using any custom transport layer, like starting with Z, which your basis team has set up, then you need to specify that same. So that's what I was telling. If the transport layer by default is SAP, provide SAP here. If it is something different, provide that something different. Is it clear, Amresh, now? Okay. Okay, so where were we? So once we have added a, once we have created a package, so whatever package you want to add is your favorite. Click on this add package here. Provide your package name. Example, okay, suppose this is one of my packages. Okay, so just I clicked here, added my favorite. Here my package came. What is the convenience that you get here? Once you add your package as your favorite package here, you don't have to search for your package again and again. Just if you click on this drop down, your package will be opened and you will be able to see all the objects which are under your this package. So this is the benefit that you get by adding your this thing as a package. Manikanta, I already showed you that while creating the package, you have to provide the software component as home. Are you all having any audio issues? Am I audible properly or not? So the person who is having issue, I think you have you need to click on your this thing, audio connection. Okay. So the next step, I'm giving you just 2 minutes. Whatever packages you have created, or you haven't created, please first, if you have not created a TR, create a TR. Or if you want to create the TR while your package creation, create your package, create your TR, package in TR is in sync, add your favorite package here. 2 minutes. 2 minutes from now. Fast. 2 minutes. I showed all the steps. Please do it now. If you keep it for later, you will forget, right? 2 minutes. Please finish it up. Oh, great, Anuja. So you are like a superman, right? Sorry. Superwoman. Finishing it off in 1 minute. Great, Aditi. Have all done? Already done? Okay, great. Is there anybody who hasn't done? Anybody who hasn't done? I assume that there is no one and all are okay. Okay, we can proceed forward. Fine then. Okay, very important thing. Just a minute, I'll have some water. Okay, Mirko, not an issue. Once you are done with the installation process, if you have any doubts, ping in the WhatsApp group, drop a mail, or you can go through the recordings also. We'll be there to help you out, okay? So look here. This is your main editor view. Focus here. This is my main editor view. This is your one what do you say, where you will be able to see all your system connections as in all your ABAP projects and all. Here you will be able to see all your data objects as in the local table types, the variables and everything. At the top here, one of the very important thing that I was telling you about Eclipse is that you don't have any lost connection. Okay. Normally, when you will be doing anything in your SAP GUI in this training system, there is one issue that you will find is that it gets logged off within hardly 4 or 5 seconds if you are not doing any kind of activity. Okay. So you will feel the difference when you are operating the same via this Eclipse. I am not having any lost connection. So for this last almost around 1 hour, I am with you, right? Did you see me facing any kind of lost connection here? Example, in your project, suppose you're talking to your friend and your friend asks me, let's go and have a cup of coffee. You forgot to switch off or log off your SAP GUI system. You come back and your system connection is gone, right? Right? Next time when you plan of having a cup of coffee, specifically not now, during this COVID time, once everything gets better. So next time when you go for having a cup of coffee and you come back, you will find that your system, if you're using ADT, your system connection is not gone. That's a very much beautiful feature that we are getting, right? Yes, Manikanta, every time you will be facing that. That's why I'm telling from this time, this day, this point onwards, start using Eclipse. All your queries, all your cries will be gone. So now, one very important feature, if you see, I have made some changes to this program, right? See here, whenever you are making any change to any of your ABAP object, you get an asterisk sign here. Please focus. You get an asterisk sign here. If you get an asterisk sign here, that means it's an identification for you that this editor, as in this object, has got some unsaved changes. You are making some changes to this ABAP object. If you see here, no asterisk. See here, no asterisk. See here, no asterisk. This gives you asterisk and this gives you log. So what I do Shift plus F1. And as I used to activate my ABAP objects in my SAP GUI, I select Control and F3. Once I press Control and F3, activating program comes and focus here, object is activated. So whenever you are handling any of your ABAP objects, if you are having any error or if you are activating the objects, you will be getting the messages here. So focus here, you get an option called Activate here and you get an option called Activate All. So like SAP GUI, Control F3 is for activating a single object, Control Shift and F3 is for activating all objects. One very important, use this with high caution. Why? Because ADT gives you the option of opening more than 6 sessions. In SAP GUI, you cannot open more than 6 sessions at one go, right? But here, how many sessions I have opened? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on. So as of now, I have tried opening 42 sessions at one go and to add to it more and more. Till now, there is not a limitation that I have found. I have added up to 42 sessions. Take my words. I have added up to 42 sessions. I wonder if ever in SAP GUI you will be able to add 42 sessions, leave more than 6. So that's one of the very important benefits. Now I'm working on a report. I'm now working on a function module. I'm working on a class. I'm working on a CDS view. I'm working on an AMDP. Let it be whatever, whatsoever. So I can work on multiple objects, multiple things at one time. Now my team lead says me, make change to this report. Now I have to do a code review for one of my colleagues. I open a function module. Now I have to help one more one more colleague of mine to develop a CDS. I open a CDS. So that's the very important big benefit that you get here. You can open parallel multiple lots of sessions, which is not limited to 6. And as I told, if you find any asterisk, that means it's inactive and you are making changes to that ABAP object. Okay. So one more important benefit, example, in our project, in our day-to-day work, we keep on working on certain objects day in and day out, right? So, even if I suppose there is a class ZCL underscore demo underscore 1, example. Nothing, example, okay, example, suppose I will just close this CDS view, example, okay. Just double click here, what do I told you? You want to search any object. Double click here, ZCDS underscore list underscore report, right? Double click on this, that's it, a new session opened. You want to close this, close this. Example, I want to open a program, Z report AMDP consumption. So, I double click on this, Control Shift A, I do here, already it's here, double click on this, this opens, a new session opened. Okay? Okay, so Stephanie, I'll ask you a simple question. When in SAP GUI, what happens when two people editing and changing the same object? You get suppose person 1 and person 2 both want to work on the same object simultaneously at the same time. So SAP will set the lock, right? And it will say that person 1 is already editing the same object, right? Am I right, Stephanie? So similarly here also you will get a error message that person 1 is editing this object and you won't be able to do anything to this object. Yes, similarly in GUI only one edit is possible. Here also only one edit is possible. You will be getting a message here that person 2 is already editing this object. How you get in GUI? In the same way. This is completely integrated with your SAP ABAP repository. Whatever you get in GUI, same messages, same everything you will be getting here. Is it clear, Stephanie? Okay, one very important benefit is that, you guys tell me, in SAP GUI, suppose if you are working on a report, okay, and suppose you have written only 5 lines of code. Now you log off your SAP GUI and you close the sessions. So you again need to go to SC38, open your report, and once you open your report, you need to again start from fresh, right? But in Eclipse ADT, it has got a very wonderful feature. Suppose in this report, I was in line number 42 and I close it. Okay, I close this. Again, if I come back and I open Eclipse, it will show me at line number 42 only and I can start writing the code from here. I save time of going there, doing SC38, opening the report name, again scrolling down, coming to line number 42. Okay, one more shortcut I'll show you. Control plus O is used to navigate to any line in SAP GUI, right? Here, Control plus L for line, and you go to any line number. I want to go to line number 55. See here, the cursor goes to line number 55. I want to go to line number 70. See here, the cursor goes to line number 70. Anything. I want to go to anything, you can open anything and you can go. So I can open a function model, parallelly I can do anything. Instead of Control plus O, you have to press Control plus L. Okay. One more important thing, as I was telling, I forgot, that day in and day out, we work on certain objects, right? So, even though we keep on remembering it, if I don't work on that object for 2 days, I'll forget the name. So, one beautiful thing that you get in Eclipse is that, I'll show you. Just navigate to your object in Eclipse. Suppose example, I have used, okay, one more important point here. Your function modules, classes and programs all comes under your source code library here. Okay, bodies, business add-ins. If you want to create your CDS views under core data services, data dictionary objects under dictionary, enhancements under enhancements, gateway projects under gateway, classes, reports, function modules and function groups and all comes under your source code library. Now example, suppose if I open your class, okay. Now this class I want to work on day in and day out. Example, like this is my requirement for this next 5 days. I am working on a big project wherein I need to create a class and I need to deliver within 5 days. So instead of remembering this and searching in Control-Shift-A, there is one option called Add Bookmark. Add Bookmark. What does this feature you do is that even if you cannot remember any exact name of any class, suppose in SAP GUI you have to go to SC24, give the class name, then search and then enter, or you have to go to Control-Shift-A, give the class name and search. Rather than that, add a bookmark here. Once I open the bookmark, there is something called bookmarks on your right hand side. Problems, properties, templates, bookmarks. Click on this bookmarks. See here, the class is open. Now double click on this. You don't need to do Control-Shift-A and search. Directly come here, open from your bookmarks. This is a very important and a very beautiful feature which you are getting in Eclipse. Bookmark like you read your books. Go to that page, start reading from there. Similarly, bookmark your ABAP objects, open it there, start having a cup of coffee and start writing your code. Isn't this picture very beautiful of this bookmark? What do you say, guys? So next time onwards, to all of you, I should not see you doing Control-Shift-A, searching for an object, going to SC24, searching for an object. Bookmark your object. Example, in your project, obviously there will be 20 to 25 such objects which will be using day to day, either for rewriting some body enhancements or some important function modules, which any of your team members might ask you that which function module we are using, or which body we are using, or which enhancement you have done. Bookmark, go there, tell them, hi guys, this is the object, start writing your code, right? And your development is done. Ta-da, that's it. Okay, so can we have a 3 minutes break? What do you say? So till now, whatever we have understood, are you all clear? Whatever features we have seen through in Eclipse? I hope so. Many of you are going through right now a lot of new features in Eclipse which you have never seen of, and I hope that you will be able to utilize all these features. So that is nothing, just go to the object, right click, add bookmark. Once you add bookmark, say this bookmark option, go here, select any of your, double click on your bookmarked object, and that's it. Object is open. Okay, let's have a 3 minutes break. Control-Shift-L, Amresh, nothing, no, anybody can open this. Control-Shift-L. Control-Shift-L, that's it. Pretty printer Shift plus F1, line Control and L. In SAP we used to do Control and O, Control F2, Control F3, Control S, all remains the same. Check, Control F2, Control plus Shift plus F3. If you are sure, 100% sure that all your ABAP objects are okay, do Control and Shift and F3. Control F2, check. Control F3, activate. Control and save, save. Control plus L, go to line. Shift plus F1, pretty printer. Control Shift A, one of the most handy keyboards, open or access any object. Bookmark your object. You can open multiple sessions. Okay, Amresh. Okay, let's have a 3 minutes break now. I want to have some water. Ankit, local object is what goes to your $TMP. I hope you would have seen $TMP. If you save any object in SAP Go in $TMP, all are your local objects. Local objects are which cannot be transported from one system to other system. Favorite package as in whatever package you have created in your system in your day-to-day project, you want to transport those objects, those are saved in your packages, add it to your favorite packages, start working day in and day out. System library, for obviously the system to run, obviously everything has to have some system files, right? Like how you're operating on a Windows desktop or a Mac desktop or anything. Everything has a system files. So this is the system library. Pranay, just go here, double click, go to this bookmark option, click this, whatever items you have already added, double click on this, it will open, that's it. Here, see this. So, Neeraj will be starting CDS in AMDP after day 5. Day 5 onwards or day 6 onwards? Neeraj, you be with me, don't worry. You will, after this training, you will be able to do CDS, you will be able to do AMDP, you will be able to write codes with new ABAP syntax, you will be even able to decide when to go for what. Have patience and enjoy the journey. So if anybody is not finding bookmarks, see here, one option, it will be like this for many of you, below. So you can play around with this Eclipse ADT. Today try to play around, see all the features. So see here, window editor, sorry, what I was telling. So this one will be coming up here. If you just minimize this, this goes here. Restore it, it comes here. Bookmarks, problems, everything. So these problems will be very handy. Example, in your report or any ABAP object that you are working on, function module or class or CDS view or anything, if you are having any issues while activating, you are getting any syntax issues, you are getting any warnings or anything, this will come under problems. Okay? Properties is your properties of your system. Templates is your, as I told you, provide certain templates, right? For like many CDS and AMDP, there will be certain templates. You will be getting your templates here. Then the bookmarks, as I told you, this will be your transport organizer, as in whatever transport request you are saving in. This will be your dictionary logs, and this will be ABAP language help. Don't be conscious, just go with the flow. As I was telling you, you will be getting completely used to this. Recorded sessions will be available for lifetime pushing. Don't worry. Anytime, any day you want to show. Okay, so Stephanie, go to your objects here. Don't go by my local object because I have created local object, that's it. Wherever you have created the object under package or under local, wherever, right click on the object, add the bookmark, then go to your bookmark section and double click on this. If you want to minimize, why I minimize is that you should make this editor content maximized so that it gives you more visibility of working on it freely. That's why I have kept it maximized. Okay. Chandra, I'll be able to show you all the standard templates when we do CDS and AMDP. Like CDS comes with a lot of predefined templates. Similarly goes for AMDP as well. Yes, Vinayak, you are 100% right. Be with me. After this training, you will be doing all your ABAP developments only by using Eclipse. See, trust me, the one thing is that the more you start practicing it, the more you deep dive in this, then only you will be able to feel much more familiar with ADT. Okay. So Chandra, see, this is what I opened was a class only. Just a second. If I go to my bookmarks section now, and this is what I open. This is my dot class. If you see, this is my class only. I've created an MDP class. This is my class only. And if this is my function module. So I'm opening a function module, I'm opening a class. Obviously, you will find the difference. Like, it will not show you like importing parameters, exporting parameters, tables, and changing and so on. But see, you get a very important benefit here. How you get a very important benefit here is that at one go you are able to see what is your importing parameter, what is your exporting parameter. You are able to write all the code at one go. You don't have to navigate from one tab to other tab to so on and so forth, right? If you want to import, export, raise exception, tables, changing, anything you want to do, keep on adding here. That is one very important benefit that you are getting. Okay, MC, I haven't tried module pool programming from Eclipse as of yet. I have been using this for 1 year. Module pool programming normally for screens and all. Okay, yeah. One very important thing, there are certain restrictions which I find. Like for example, for screen programming and all, I prefer going to SAP GUI more because I feel it convenient there. But apart from that, I have shifted everything. Like apart from screen programming, if you ask me, I do everything in ADT. Apart from screen programming, to tell you frankly. Okay, so now let's move forward. Fine. So anyways, though we told that we will have a 3 minutes break, we kept on discussing. Not an issue. Yes, Suresh, that's what I told you now. We can completely start using Eclipse. You start, like whatever I am showing, you start doing like that. You will only feel the change in yourself. Okay. Yes, Aditi, we can even debug the code. We'll do everything. Okay. Now, one very important feature that you will see here, this option, Open SAP GUI. Select your project. Click on this option called Open SAP GUI. It will still ask for your project name. If you click on OK, give it 1 to 2 minutes. See here, your SAP GUI opens up from here. So your SAP GUI is also integrated with your Eclipse. But one thing which I need to tell you very clearly is that, example, if I want to open a table here through SE11 now, and I suppose select an EKKO table, okay, and if I click on display, so one question to you is, if I click on this display database table as EKKO, if I click on display, will you be able to see similarly like SAP GUI, as in like the fields, components, attributes and all, or you will be able to see a different screen? If I click on display, just see the magic here now. It comes in this way, not how you see in SAP GUI. Though SAP GUI is integrated here, if I click on SE11, example, I provide a table name and I want to see the fields of that table, you have to get habituated to this. Like, so this will not display you in the same way how you see in SAP GUI. So if you click on SAP GUI, Ctrl+6 or open SAP GUI, it will open up a screen similarly in the same way. Now if you want to do, go to SE80, go to SE80 here. See here, you will be able to see your query package here. If I want to go to TR, suppose I normally go by SE01. You can also go by SE10 or SE09 or SE. So suppose if I click on SE01 and I click on my display, see here. See how many sessions I have opened now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. See, it's increasing. So this is the very beautiful feature that Eclipse has provided, that your SCP GUI is integrated here. So once you click on this, you can open your SCP GUI. It will not be as friendly as it's there in SCP GUI, because as I told you, if you click on SE11, display a table EKKO, it comes like this. Okay, if I want to see the data now, just press on F8. Press on F8 and see the data came. See the entire data came. Number of entries 386. You want to add filter, provide the filter. You want to go to the SQL console to play around, see the SQL console to play around. See here, this is an entire SQL console. You want to test something, go to the SQL console and test something. So once again I will show you. I'll close this. I'll close this. I'll close this. I'll go to SE11. I'll display EKKO. Come here. No need of going to Control Shift and F10 to display the entire table contents. Do an F8 here. Do an F8 here. Your entire data gets displayed. Entire data gets displayed. You want to see the number of entries for a table? See the number of entries. You want to select certain columns only? Select only those columns which you want to display. So normally while doing developments, am I audible? Danny, I think some issue with your system. Okay, so as I was telling, normally while doing developments, while writing select queries and all, we have to analyze the data as in the fields and all, how the data is, how do we want to do. We go to SCP GUI, we do Control Shift and F10, we analyze the data, or we go to SE16 and see. So very beautiful feature, make use of the SQL console and by playing around with this data, write the queries and see how the SQL console is behaving as in with respect to that query. Similarly, copy paste and just put it there. Your development is done. That's it. Or if you want to add filter, as in you want to see only those particular fields, add the filter here with respect to those data, select those columns. That's it. This is very handy here. How to check data elements? Fine. Okay. Now that you have opened a table here, one very important feature that I have to show you now is that you can navigate from one thing to other thing. As in, example, suppose this is your BS type here, right? EKKO.BS type, key mandate, key fields and all, right? Click on this, do F3, it will keep on navigating you. Do F3, again it will keep on navigating you. So, example, I go to this class here, right? Now, I want to see the properties of this table. Keep your cursor on this ABAP object as in this database table, okay? Do a F3. Do a F3. It will open up your table. It will open up your table. So F3 will completely navigate you from one object to other object. And if you want to come back, see here, I clicked on this. Okay, once again I'll show you. Put your cursor here on whatever you want to navigate. Do an F3. It will open up this entire description and all these objects here. You want to come back here, again do an F back. Click on this back and you are back. So you understood how to navigate? Is it clear how to navigate? How to open an SAP GUI? How to open a table? How to analyze the data? How to make use of SQL console? Okay. Let me show you one more important feature now. So, suppose in our developments, we keep on creating a lot of variables and then we ultimately find that we haven't used that variable at all, right? Example, while I'm teaching, please do not use any of these objects. Because if you are locking it, then we lose time. Just a second, let me remove the lock. Okay, that person has already come out. Fine. Okay, suppose I'm just giving this name. Okay, one important thing if you see here, suppose if you want to see, I select this, okay, LV URL. If I select a particular thing, it will completely show me where all it is used. See here. This is used here, it is used here. Wherever it will highlight all the places that you have used. Similarly, suppose if I just highlight this, okay, LV username, scroll down, see, it's not used anywhere. Suppose, example, LV unused variable, it's not used anywhere. Okay, so one of the important facilities that you get in Eclipse is that to delete all unused variables at one go. So what happens basically is that over the thousands of versions of a program, we keep on creating variables and ultimately, before going for a code review, we find that there are many such variables which I never used at all, right? So why to unnecessarily have those variables being there in your program? Why not to have you delete it? So who is going to manually sit and delete those variables one by one, one by one, one by one? No, never. So what I do is select this, then press Alt plus U. That's it. Done. See, LV password also gone, LV username also gone, LV unused variable also gone. Should I show you again? See, select this, or even if you don't select, Alt plus U, gone. Isn't this very handy? So right now, next time, if your TL or if your manager says that there are a lot of variables or any local objects or anything which you've never used, make use of this feature. Don't go and delete it one by one. Let's do smart work. Select it, or even if you don't select, Alt plus U. That's it. Done. Done. Or there is one more thing. Select it, Alt plus Shift plus U. See here. So what is the difference? What is the difference? Did you find any difference in on plus u and on plus shift plus u? I don't think you found the difference. Did you see the difference? What difference? Did you observe any difference? You didn't observe any difference. Okay, let me show you again. If I select this, okay, and press Alt plus Shift plus U, just see here carefully. It deletes only LB unused variable, right? And if I press Alt and U, it deletes everything. Understood? Yes, right. One deletes only the selected one, the other deletes all. Okay? In case if you forget the shortcut, go to source code, see here, come to this point, delete unused variables, delete all and selection. Alt plus U, Alt plus Shift plus U, Alt plus U, Alt plus Shift plus U. Okay. Next thing, I want to comment this line. Control plus 7 for commenting, Control plus 7 for uncommenting, or Control and comma. Sorry, Control and less than sign. So how will I press it? Control, Shift and comma, because less than sign has to come through Shift and comma. Okay. If I want to uncomment, Control and greater than sign. So Control, Shift and full stop. So there are three ways of doing it. One is Control and 7, comment, uncomment. Okay. Suppose I want to comment this line, Control and Shift and comma, Control and less than sign. I comment. I want to uncomment, Control and greater than sign, Control, Shift and full stop, uncomment. Is it clear? This shortcuts you will be using it regularly. That's why I am telling you again and again. Make a note of all the shortcuts. I know you can go to Control Shift L and find all, but once you start getting habituated to all the shortcuts, you don't need to go to Control Shift L and find it. Is there any audio issues? Okay. Chandra, I did not get. Chandra, is it fine now? Is my voice breaking for all? Or is it fine? So for comment code, I told select whatever you want to comment, Control and 7 for commenting, Control and 7 for uncommenting. Second way out is Control and less than sign. How will you press? Control, Shift and comma. Control, Shift and full stop, as in Control and greater than sign for uncommenting. One more person asked me a question, how to add SAP GUI. Nothing, I did not do anything. Just select this option of opening SAP GUI from Eclipse. If you click here, click OK, your SAP GUI will open up. Okay, so I give you next 5 minutes now, sharp 5 minutes. Whatever we practiced for commenting the code, to Control F2, to Control F3, to bookmarking, to whatever we did till now, please practice. Only 5 minutes. Please practice. Get used to all the shortcuts now. 5 minutes. Let's start. Comment and comment. Add a bookmark. Open around 15-16 objects. One more request, please don't open my objects, because if you log them, we lose time. Is everything clear now? Is everything clear till now? Whatever we did? To all the shortcuts, to all the concepts? After this, we'll create a new program only, don't worry. Okay, one more feature which I'll show you is Control Shift and Stephanie, you were asking me how to see the properties of this, suppose example of this report, right? Click on these properties, you will be able to see all the attributes. The application component, last changed by, created on, responsible, description, package, everything. In Eclipse, for any kind of execution, you do F8. Who's asking? So you need to press F8 for doing any data preview or anything. Okay, so now let's move ahead. So now that we have covered some of the basic concepts of ABAP and Eclipse, or as we may call it EDT, now let's move ahead with the modern ABAP syntaxes. So for today, we have planned, just a second. So till now we got familiar with EDT and how to work with ABAP perspective, right? So we saw these features. There are many more features while writing will show. There is a feature called version comparison with Alt and Shift and C. Okay. You can work with multiple ABAP objects. You can bookmark your ABAP artifacts. How to delete the unused variables. Okay. There is a content assist called control and space or the signature assist for function module in class such as Shift and Enter. We will do this. And now let's move ahead with the main topic, that is your modern ABAP syntax. Okay. So first we'll start with the inline declaration. Okay. Let me first create a new report. So select here. Write here program. Select this ABAP program. Click on next. Okay. By default, this package is coming. If you don't want to add to any package or anything, you can put a $TMP. But since as you have all been already instructed to add to your unique student IDs as in the packages and the TR, make sure that your package is selected here. Then provide the report name, Z report. I'll make it so I've given the description also here. It's asking me whether I want to save to any TR or not. Let me create a new request. Okay. Click on next. No issues have been detected. Click on finish. That's it. See here. All of you can see my Eclipse screen, right? Okay. Fine. So, inline declarations, will start first with inline declarations. So earlier, how do you used to declare this? Example, data LB_var type string. Okay. Earlier, now used to give the value as LB_var equals to example value. So earlier we used to first assign a particular data object with certain type and then we used to give the value. Now you don't need to do this anymore. What you need to do is just write data, whatever variable you want to give, and pass the value. Okay, let me write this LB_var, do a shift plus F1, let me check it, let me activate it. Into nothing, just create, right click on new, select the ABAP program, give your ABAP report name, your description, select the package, provide the TR, and your report is created. That's it. Is it okay, Indu? Right. right click, just select ABAP source code program, select the package, provide the TR, and that's it. Okay. So now if I want to execute this, press F8. See here, the value comes. Okay. Now next is, earlier for passing data to internal tables and all, we used to declare like this: data LT underscore EKPO type standard table of EKPO, and we used to declare a work area like ls EKPO type EKPO, and for field symbols we used to declare like field symbols. See, this is the best thing that I was telling in Eclipse. While you are writing, you will be getting automatically fs EKPO type your EKPO. Okay. Do a shift plus F1, automatically everything will be aligned. Now, suppose I want to select up to 5 rows from EKPO into this internal table. So what we used to write, select asterisk from EKPO up to 5 rows. Just press tab whenever you are getting this, into table LT underscore EKPO. Okay. Now, if I want to loop at and all, what I used to write, loop at LT underscore EKPO into, I have already whatever work area I have declared, do a control and space. This is what I was telling you, content assist, into ls underscore EKPO and end loop. Okay. So now, rather than, if you want to suppose read the table through the help of a field symbol, read table LT underscore, do a control and assist LT underscore EKPO, assigning fs underscore, do a control and shift, and done. Fs underscore EKPO, suppose if I wanted to read the first position index 1. Now this was my earlier lengthy process, right? Now what we do is, rather than doing all this lengthy process, let me comment it out. Select asterisk from EKPO up to 5 rows. Now what you will do is, into table add the rate data LT underscore EKPO. This add the rate is called your escape host sequence character. This is called your escape host sequence character. So this LTEKPO, with this help of this inline declaration, will be having the same type as this type standard table of EKPO, and it will contain all this data. Then if I want to do loop at EKPO, loop at LT underscore EKPO into data here ls underscore EKPO. So, and then end loop. Okay. Remember one point. This add the rate will always come into picture only for your select queries and all. That is when you are trying to do Open SQL. Why? Because when you are trying to fetch data from your database, whether it's a HANA database or any database, ABAP layer, you need to make it understand that this is at your ABAP layer and this you are trying to get from your database. So add the rate makes it identify that this is with respect to your ABAP application server. So this is your ABAP application server wherein it will store your runtime data, as in your fetching those 5 records from your EKPO. And when you are looping at here, you don't need to do any add the rate and all. So now this read table, once you do read table LT underscore EKPO, assigning field symbol fs underscore EKPO, fs underscore EKPO, and close it. Index sorry, I have put a space here. Okay, so read table LT underscore EKPO, assigning field symbol fs underscore EKPO, index 1. So add this data, this syntax data, whatever data object name you want to give, and for field symbol, whatever name you want to give within brackets. So data LT underscore EKPO will create my internal table here. Data ls underscore EKPO will create my structure here, and assigning field symbol fs underscore EKPO will create my field symbol here. Okay, so example, now that you have declared this field symbol and you again want to loop at LT underscore EKPO by making use of this field symbol. Okay, so now when you write assigning, now you don't need to write assigning field symbol again because you have already declared it. So loop at LT underscore EKPO, assigning field symbol, you don't need to provide the keyword called field symbol. Assigning fs underscore EKPO and end loop. So now see here, this is saving you a lot of time because here you don't have to do declaration, types, field symbols and all. Here at runtime only I am providing my internal table declaration. Runtime only I am providing my declaration for work area, and here for manipulating any data for reading and all, if I want to use a field symbol, I can provide a field symbol. So from next time onwards, if you are doing any kind of inline declaration with respect to internal table, work area or field symbol, please make sure that you adopt this habit. That while selecting the data, you use an inline declaration. While creating a work area, you use an inline declaration. Most of the time, for work area, you please make a habit of using inline declaration only, and even for field symbols. Sometimes for internal table, you have to create with local types and all, but please make sure that in your work area and for your field symbols, you make use of inline declarations only. Okay, now there is earlier for helper variables, we always used to declare them, right? Example, what I want to say is data lv underscore count, suppose type I, and there is a text which is of type string. Okay, and to this text I passed the mail ID of SAP Yard. So mail SAP Yard @gmail.com. Okay. Now, once I have passed this text, what is my requirement is that I want to find how many @ are there in this text. So what I used to do, I used to write find, then @, then in, after that in my variable wherever you want to search, then match count, and then I used to provide my variable, right? Match count lv underscore count. And suppose if I want to display this, and I activate this, this is activated. And suppose if I want to execute it now, so value is 1, right? Now, rather than declaring and all, let us make use of an inline declaration with the help of helper variable to do the same. So, what I do is, I'll write data, I directly pass this text here. it here. Now what I'll do in find, I'll take this in match count, and here you give a data. See here you give a data. Now if I want to write this and Control and F3. Now, do I get the same output? Let us see. Yes. So, this is one very important benefit that you are getting now. You don't need to declare earlier, pass it to this, make a text type. Directly use it here as your helper variable. Do an inline declaration and use it further. Is the screen blank? Are you people not able to see it? Just guys, just confirm. Okay. So, okay, Mirko, the question that you're asking, select asterisk as I'm just showing for demo purpose. Whatever fields you want to select, example, I want to select my EKKO, purchase order number and all. So, you can select, just a second, I'll have some water. Select whatever fields you want to select from EKPO, try it out. Your internal table will be created based on those fields only. This here I have just created all the data. Just give me a second. Okay, here just for demo purpose I have done select asterisk from. Here what you can try is you can do a select whatever fields you want to select up to, as just I'm showed for demo purpose I have selected 5 rows. Whatever rows you will select, and once you debug, you will be able to see that this will contain only those, internal table will be created with only those fields. It will not be created like as I'm showing with all fields. Example, suppose, so if you want to debug here, you just need to put double click here and it will put a breakpoint. Okay. If you just double click here, it will put a breakpoint. See here. If I just right click here, toggle breakpoint, toggle soft breakpoint, disable breakpoint and all. So if I want to disable the breakpoint, it will be disabled. Again, if I want to put a breakpoint, double click here, this will be with a breakpoint. Okay. Now suppose if I want to debug this, just press an F8 here. If you press on F8, it will ask you to switch to a debug perspective. Switch to the debug perspective. And now see here. This is your debugger perspective. If you see here, it has automatically gone to your debugger perspective. If I press an F5 here and if I select this, see here, size of bar equal to 0, LT EKPO, see here, the entire data comes. Okay. Now loop at LT EKPO into LS EKPO. If I do an F5 here, if you open the structure, whatever values you want to see. If I want to see this, ls underscore EKPO, this is my value. This is my structure, this is my value. Can you see here? This is my entire table data, this is my value. Whatever, all the fields are selected here, see. If you just collapse this is the LT EKPO, this is the work area. Similarly, if I go to the next line, here you get the options of resume F8. If I want to terminate the debugger, you can terminate the debugger, and same like F5, F6, F7, F8 and so on. Okay. Suppose if I want to go to this line number, so I can run to this line by the help of Shift and F8. So if I do Shift and F8 here, see your directly cursor goes to this position. If you do an F5 here now, if you do an F5 here, double click on this text, you will be able to see this text here. Mail sapyard@gmail.com. What is your type? Everything. Then when if I do want to see the LV count, do an F5 here, double click on this variable LV count, and here the value comes. Type is I, value is 1, and if you want to come out, press an F8 here. See this, you will be able to see the output. If you want to again go back to your ABAP perspective, just click on ABAP perspective and close this, and you are back to your program. Is it okay? You understood how to debug this? All of you got a fair clue of how to debug this from ABAP ADT perspective? Okay, wait a second, I'll just put my laptop on charge. 1 minute. Okay. So again, I want to disable the breakpoint. Double click here and the breakpoint will be disabled. So if you want to put breakpoint on any of the lines, just double click on that and a breakpoint will be set. Double click here, disable the breakpoint, and whatever breakpoint properties you want to do, you can manipulate here. Double click on this, the breakpoint will be disabled. Okay, now let's move forward. Okay, so now till now we understood how to do an inline declaration for a normal variable, for internal table, for work area, how to assign the field symbols, how to select the data and assign it to an internal table, read the loop at the internal table work area, if you want to use for helper variables. One very important point is that inline declaration is not possible with a function module call. Please mark my point. Inline declaration is not possible with a function module call. Example, let me show you. Suppose data LV underscore Mackner type. Suppose if somebody has given the type as char 10, value as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just for demo purpose I am showing. Shift and F8, like how do you do undo Shift plus F12 in SAP GUI? Here you have to do Shift and F8. Okay, so now if I want to call a function module here, so call function, see here carefully what I am doing. Please focus here. How I will make use of Shift and Enter to get the complete signature of a function module. Please focus here. Conversion exit alpha, suppose conversion exit. I want to do conversion exit alpha input. Put your cursor as in here, select this, press, you will be able to see your entire signature here. Select this, press Shift plus Enter and it's done. Rather than using pattern how you use in SAP GUI, whatever you want to give example, I'll again comment everything. I'll show you from start. Call function Example, I want to use conversion exit alpha input. Select it. Put your cursor. Select this. You will be able to see the signature here. Select this. See here, plus shift plus enter to insert the full signature. Shift and enter, and your entire signature is here. Now let me uncomment this. Sorry. Okay. Now let me put my Matner. Now I wanted to show you this inline declaration, right? Suppose if I want to convert the value of LV Matner here, okay. Now see this one error message. The inline declaration data LV underscore Matner 1 is not possible in this position. That's the beauty of Eclipse. You start getting the errors if something goes wrong. You start getting the errors if something goes wrong. So this feasibility you don't get in your SAP GUI. So if you just put your cursor here, it clearly says that inline declaration is not possible in this position. Pawan, I think you have some issues with your connection, network connection. Just restart your internet connection once. Anyways, if you miss something, you can just refer to the recording. Not an issue. Those will be available for lifetime. In case of any doubt, just ping your question here if you are stuck up with anything. Okay, where I was? So remember, inline declaration is not possible in your function module call. So how you make use of pattern to put the signature of a function module or a class here? You need to make use of shift and enter to put the entire signature. This is the beauty of your ADT. You also get an error showing that this is not possible here. So remember that inline declaration is not possible in your function module as of now. We don't know, SAP may come up with something in the future, but as of now, inline declaration is not possible. Okay, now let me, somebody was asking about the fields. Okay, so earlier, how we used to do, we used to create an internal table, right? Local table type. Suppose I want to create a local table type, begin of ty underscore data. I will select certain fields, like example, your just enter. Okay. Sales order number type. SNWD underscore SO underscore ID, buyer underscore quote, type SNWD underscore node underscore key, and I'll select one more field, as in I'll click one more component name, gross amount, type SNWD underscore QTL underscore gross underscore amount. Okay, then I'll end of this local type, end of UI underscore data, and I'll declare earlier what we used to do, we used to declare an internal table. Suppose LT SNWD underscore data, type standard table of, and we used to provide the local table type, right? And now somebody was asking me that we used to select data. So I'll show you what happens now if we select only certain fields. We select SO underscore ID as your sales order underscore number, buyer underscore quote, and cross underscore amount. Okay. From, I'll select from the EPM object model table SNW2 underscore SO into table LT underscore SNWD underscore data. Right. Now shift plus F1. Now rather than you doing this, what you need to do now is, if I just comment this part, no need of writing this 6-7 lines of code. See my select query now. How will I write? See the difference now. Select from database table, give fields, whatever field I want to select. Press space, control and space, SO underscore ID as I want to give the alias name as sales order score underscore number, or let me give num. Then after this, put a comma. If I want to, let me select buyer underscore void, comma, gross, put a control and space, gross underscore amount, okay, into table @data LT underscore SNWD underscore SO. So, and then shift and F1. Now see, SNWD underscore is an EPM object model table. I am just referring to different tables. You can just, okay, if you want to see SNWD underscore SO, just make use of that navigation feature. Press F3 here, SNWD underscore SO. It will navigate to this table. See here, EPM sales order header table. Yeah, this EPM sales order header table, you can make use of this table to get some realistic feel of data. So gone are those days where we always used to play around with SCAR and SFlight and all. No. Let's move ahead of it. Let's move, since SAP in with S4HANA systems, they are already providing these EPM tables. Please make use of these EPM tables. Okay, so now where I was, so see this select query, how I have changed this style of writing this ABAP SQL. Select from database table name fields. Example, if you want to select all the fields now, put an asterisk. If I don't want to use all the fields, the better visibility that you get here is, if you start writing in a field name, put a control and space, the field name automatically comes. When you do it in this way, you do not get the field name here. So select from database table name, fields, whatever field name you want to give, into table @data LT SNWD underscore SO. Now let me activate this and show via debugger. I put my breakpoint here. I execute this. Again, go to your debugger perspective. Scroll down here. LT SNWD underscore SO. If you see now, see here, sales order number, buyer quit, gross amount, right? If I now do an F5, oh, it has actually it has come out. Just a second, wait. I'll put a flag just so that the debugger stops there. Okay, now let me run this in the debugger mode. Go to your debugger perspective, do one F5 here, and now let me double click on this. See here, the data came. See your entire data came. Can you see? And only these fields, whatever alias name I gave, right? Sales order number, buyer good and gross amount. See, select and select Aldo. You use select and select instead of select single, because select single comes very handy, because if at the where clause you are putting all your key fields. Suppose the query that you want to write and you don't have the feasibility of passing where all your key fields in your where clause, make use of select up to one row and end select. And select and select we normally don't use if you are using into table and all. If you see here all the things I am passing into table, right? I am not selecting a single record. So if you have all the key fields as a part of your where clause, you pass into select single. If you don't have all the key fields as a part of your where clause, your performance will be much more better if you make use of select and select. Please note down this point. Okay. So now let me again disable this breakpoint. So I hope now it's clear that you people were asking me if I use only asterisk it will come. No, it will come for all. And you see the number of lines of code that you have reduced. Types, I do data, I do select here. Do like this, man. Select from database table, fields, whatever fields you want to give, alias name. Yes, I want to give alias names, give alias names. Into table at the rate data, whatever database internet table name you want to give. That's it. Okay. Now, let me show you one more important feature, how to create an instance of a class. Earlier, for creating an instance of a class, what you used to do? You used to write create object, the object reference name, right? And that object reference name earlier used to declare. So let me show you one scenario. Data LT underscore converted underscore data type Z yard 27 underscore AMDP underscore CL, then so underscore CL, then after that here T underscore SNWB underscore after. Let me select one more data LT unconverted underscore data type Z yard 27 underscore AMDP underscore CL and TT SNW before. And earlier for object creation we used to declare like LR underscore data type reference to, and I want to refer to this class ZR27 underscore AMDP underscore CL. Right. Now to make use of this, I will create an object, create object LR underscore data, which will basically create the instance of my class. Right. Now, how do I call a class? Call method, use this object reference LR underscore data. Now return conversion gross. As I told you, use the signature, click on this, shift and enter. Shift and enter, this came. Suppose I want to pass the currency INR, okay, and here I want to pass today's date and I want to get the converted data. So let me uncomment this. Now here I used to pass LT result before as in LT your unconverted data. Put control and space. See, your coding will be much more faster. LT, put control and space, LT converted data, right? So earlier we used to do it in this way. Now, let me not write all this crap. Let me reduce the code. So, comment it out. Okay. Now, directly use inline declaration. Provide the object reference name, which I use give LR underscore data. Make use of this new operator. Z SR 27 underscore AMDP underscore CL, right? Put a open bracket and a close bracket and a done. That's it. Your object reference that is creating an instance of the class is done in one line. Data, whatever object reference variable you want to give, the new operator, then the class name, open bracket, close bracket with a space. See here, if you remove this, error will come. Remember, field new is unknown. Put a space, error is gone. So, data in the bracket, whatever name you want to give, new, your class name, your open bracket, close bracket with a space, creates an instance of a class. Now, what I'll do, call method, LR underscore data. I click here, I select this, shift and enter. Now, let me pass INR here. Let me pass today's date, side datum. And now for this, see one more beautiful thing. I haven't declared anything, right? I like how I declared here. User data, LT here, then unconverted underscore data. Use the inline declaration here. Put a string LT converted data. Right? That's it. See here. I did not declare it anywhere earlier. I wanted to create an object reference. Data, LR underscore data. New is the operator for creating the instance of a class. Class name, open bracket, close bracket with the space. Call the class with the help of call the method with the help of that object reference. Since I've created an instance method, then importing whatever I want to import, pass the inline declaration here. See here, this was the earlier style of writing. This is the new style of writing. Is it clear, this one? How to make use of new operator for creating instance of a class? Guys, are you there? So now, from today onwards, tell me one thing. Will you write like this or will you write like this? Which one will you write? Which one, guys? First or the second? Yes, the new one, right? So, the more you practice like this, the better feel and this you get. And you know the best part, when I write code in this way now, and when you are working on a project with SAP guys, now the thing is that they have also started writing in this way. So this makes you bring in parallel with them, and that does it, and that really boosts up in understanding like what they are writing, and you are not an alien to that. So it's not that they are writing something else, you are not on the same track. You are also on the same track. So you can tell SAP guy, dude, you want to write whatever you write, let you write, and I also understand what you are writing. Okay, fine. Then let's move on to the last part by making use of the convert of CONV operator. So how it will be very useful is convert operator CONV data type. It is used for converting value into the type specified into this data type. It is basically used for converting from one data type to the other data type. Let me show you with a real-time scenario. So what I do is data LB underscore material type. I give char 18 and I pass the value as how many zeros? Let me, since it is 18, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 and 1, 9. Okay. Now LV underscore plant type WARKS underscore D. Okay. Fine. Now I'll call the function. I have already created a function which will, if you pass the material number, it will give you the plant details back. ZMM fetch. I'll use this function module ZMM fetch plant detail. I'll use the signature shift and enter. In IM underscore Matner, now I'll try to pass LV underscore material. Okay, and I will try to use this control shift and in EX underscore this thing I'll use LV underscore plant. Fine. Let me shift and F1. Pretty printer done. Let me activate this. Okay. So now, if I do an F8 of this program, okay. But let me just switch off this. It was connected to debugger. Just a second. Z report. execute this now, see a dump will come. Why a dump came? Because of a type conflict, right? Normally this is a very common scenario while we are doing developments, because while writing the function, while calling a function model, we normally there's a tendency that we forget to check whatever is the types here. So let me navigate to this. See here, this type is Mara Matner, right? This is Mara Matner. Let me go back. And the type that I'm trying to pass is of type char 18, right? So this is not type compatible, it is throwing me a dump. So make use of a very beautiful operator now. What I'll do, I'll convert this to type Matner. Convert Matner, as I told you, data type, and you pass this thing, this, and remember always put a space. So here, exporting this and put a space. Okay, now if I write this LV underscore plant detail and let me do a pretty printer, Control and F2, contains no errors, Control and F3, activated. Now let me run this. See here, 1010, no dump. So this conversion operator comes very handy in such type of scenarios when you want to avoid the data type. Rather than declaring here, again do a type of this, and I don't remember, because normally while working in an ABAP object, we start like we created some variable, it is of some type. Again I'll go and declare there. No, why the nonsense? Why the hell should I do it? When SAP is giving me this option of converting at one go at the runtime, let me make use of this. No, convert, data type, pass the variable, that gets converted, pass it here, use it here, dump gone, and your solution done. That's it. You get your answer. Let me show you one more scenario for convert. So, earlier, I'm sure data support LV underscore char, I am passing suppose 255 characters. And now here I see value and I pass the value here. So for demo purpose I am passing all ABCD, EF, GH, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, Z. Fine. Okay. Now LV underscore source type string, LV underscore target type string. Sorry, I want to convert to X string. Okay. Now, earlier what I used to do, suppose LV underscore target if I give, I used to write, there is a class which will convert to X string type, CL underscore ABAP underscore code page. Okay. Then use the static method, convert here to this thing, and shift and enter. I don't need so many things. So I'll just use the source. That's it. And I'll ignore all. I don't need to catch exceptions also. I'll delete. And here I'll remove this. And in the source, I'll pass LV underscore source. Okay. And here, let me do it here. Now see here. So I have tried to pass shift and F1, control and F3. Satish, you can convert to anything. Convert data type, whatever data type you give, it will convert to anything. Normally, we will give the data element names so that to be on the safe side. Whatever data element, it will convert to of that type. This converts from any type to any type. Okay, now if I activate this, so I did not get any value. Let me write sorry. Okay, so now what I want to show you here is, see here it is throwing an error that LVCAR is not type compatible with the formal parameter source, right? If you go here, do a navigation from here, convert to this method, it shows that method convert to, okay? Now double click on this, method convert to, scroll up, go to the signature, convert to, the source is of type string, right? Like I'm showing you, see how to navigate, how to go from here to there. Example, this is an error, you are not able to understand why the error is. Select this, navigate, go here, this convert to, right? Scroll up, convert to, go to this highlighted part. Source is of type string, right? So the source is of type string. So earlier what you used to do, I used to declare an LV source, I used to pass LV source equals to LV char, and now I'll pass here LV source, right? You used to do like this, right? See, you used to do like this, right? So now, rather than doing this crap, I don't want to do this crap. This is crap now. Sorry, I'm using the word crap, but like I don't want to do this approach. Now let me show you a small approach. I have declared this, okay, make use of all inline declarations. Data, what I'll give, LV underscore target, okay. Now I'll call this to, I'll pass it here, okay. Now what it was, I was passing to source equals to, I'll make use of the convert operator here, I'll give the data type, okay, and I'll open bracket, close bracket. Here what I'll give, LV underscore char, okay, and I'll open and close, since I've opened the bracket, I've closed the bracket, shift and F1, control and F2, control and F3, see done. You were writing 5-6 lines of code, right? Declare this, declare this, declare this. Oh my God, we need to declare so much. I don't want to declare so much. Just this is my character which I want to convert to the string type. This will be by default because of this, the data type that it will return will be string type. So inline declaration will take care of this. And since this understands string only, as we checked from this, the signature of the class, so convert string type LVCAR, pass it here, and your job is done. That's it. So in this way, as you understood today, we make use of inline declarations, whether we want to pass to an internal table, work area, assigning field symbol, declaration and all. We understood how to make use of a new operator for creating a reference instance of a class. Rather than doing this, you do this. And how convert operator will come in very handy to avoid dumps. This will be very handy, I'm telling, to avoid dumps. Wherever you feel like that the dumps is causing because of type conflict, and just make sure that you make use of this convert operator. So it will be very handy. One very important point which I really like to add to you is that with inline declaration in real-time projects, you make sure that the visibility is very near to what you have declared. Example, I am creating a subroutine, right? In a report program, I am creating the various includes and creating subroutines. So, okay, we want to see the output. It will convert to a string type. This is the output. Okay, so what I was, so in your real-time projects, sorry, I'm just exceeding by 1-2 minutes. I want to convey a very important point. I hope you won't have any issue with it. Is it okay, or should we call it a day? Okay, so what I am telling is, in your real-time projects, please make sure if you are doing inline declaration, please mark my words. If you are doing inline declaration, wherever you have done the inline declaration, please make sure that the visibility of it should be nearby. What I mean by it is that if you are creating an include and in some of the you are calling a subroutine and you use the inline declaration there, right? Now, in one of the different include, suppose subroutine A, subroutine B. In subroutine A, you have done an inline declaration and you want to use in subroutine B, you can't do that because your inline declaration will be locally to that subroutine A. Please remember this point, okay? Inline declaration, if you are doing at a particular point, make sure that it has to be local to that point wherever you are using it. Otherwise, what will happen? You will get an error that this variable has not yet been declared. If you want to make use of some variables across throughout your reports or throughout your function group or throughout your class and all, you have to make sure that it is done as in globally. So please make a note of this point. Whenever you are doing inline declarations, please make sure that you should make use of it with respect to that context nearby around. It should not be that I have declared in one include and I am trying to use it in the other include. It will not allow you. Otherwise, you need to make it declare in this thing. So apart from the global data object that you will make use of, like this table read and all, validations, manipulating data here and there, then passing the data, always go for inline declarations. Otherwise, only if the need be, then only go for global declaration. I hope this point is clear. Okay then. So with this, we'll call it a day today. And tomorrow, we'll again come up with furthermore new syntaxes. Is everything clear? Whatever we like history of ABAP, how the evolution of ABAP is, how ABAP is getting evolved, and this picture, always remember this picture, you have to be here, and you all are with me in this. This is here, we are going to shoot off. But we're going to shoot off to the next generation ABAP. Okay, I've opened the line for us. Let's have a 5 minutes of discussion. Then we can
number
Anybody wants to ask anything? Yeah, everything will be shared. For you all. Security I have made for you all. I hope you are Okay then, fine. This report name, okay, one, please request, do not touch any of my objects. Please do not manipulate any code or anything, because see, people will be referring it. Please, you can refer it easily, but do not write anything or do not play around with any of the objects, because so that the training can go efficiently and smoothly. Whatever code I have written it, you can please practice for today. I am not giving any assignment for today. Whatever I have done for today, please play around with your system. Anybody else has any logistics issue, please get it sorted out. Because see, now day onward, so much of code already we have written, 106 lines around, right? So tomorrow again it will be a plenty. So if you are not sorted out with your logistics issue, obviously you will be having some issues. Yes, you can take I will send all this code in a Word format so that you have lifetime access to it, not an issue. Okay, the PPT will also be sent to you today. By EOD, the PPT will be sent and this entire code will be sent to you in a Word doc format, and the recording will also be uploaded to and it will be sent to you. Fine. Okay then, we'll call it a day. Tomorrow we'll again meet at the same time. I hope all of you had a great time. Be safe, stay safe during this COVID time. Okay. Okay then, bye.